The post-trial trap. This is the most common encounter in the modern digital economy, acting as the gateway for almost every automated billing system. It begins innocently with a free trial, usually lasting 7, 14, or 30 days, offering unrestricted access to a software platform, streaming service, or premium app. To unlock this temporary freedom, companies require billing information up front, establishing a quiet agreement that the user will cancel before the clock runs out. The psychology relies heavily on natural human forgetfulness and the busy nature of daily life. Once the trial window closes, the system automatically transitions into a paid tier. The sneaky annual shift. This method operates on a much longer timeline, allowing users to settle into a false sense of security over 12 months. When signing up for a service, the interface often defaults to a yearly billing cycle, which lowers the perceived monthly cost but requires a massive upfront payment. Because a full year passes between transactions, consumers completely forget the exact date the card will be hit again. Companies rarely send prominent warning emails before processing these large annual fees, or if they do, the alerts are buried inside generic newsletters or promotional folders. By the time the user realizes they are still paying for a service they stopped using 6 months prior, the transaction has cleared, and customer support channels often cite strict, non-refundable annual policies. The pre-checked box. This tactic relies entirely on user interface design, specifically manipulating the way people skim through checkout screens. It appears during an entirely separate transaction, such as buying an event ticket, booking a flight, or purchasing a physical product online. Somewhere near the final payment button, a small box is already ticked by default, quietly enrolling the buyer into a recurring monthly program like a VIP rewards club, premium shipping protection, or an extended warranty service. Because the consumer is focused entirely on completing their primary purchase, they push through the screens quickly, missing the fine print entirely. These practices, often referred to by digital consumer advocates as a dark pattern, legally binds the buyer to a recurring fee until they manually navigate through their account settings to untangle the unwanted addition. The price hike infiltration. This occurs when an active, consented-to subscription quietly increases its rates without requiring the user to re-verify their payment details. Instead of asking for permission to charge more, the service provider simply issues a digital notice, sometimes hidden in a routine terms of service update or a brief email announcement. The justification usually points toward expanded content libraries, platform upgrades, or general economic inflation. Because the billing is automated, the new, higher rate is drawn directly from the connected card on the next cycle. Consumers who do not meticulously audit their monthly bank statements might go several months or even years without realizing they are paying 20 to 30% more for the exact same level of service they originally purchased. The bundled app absorption. This strategy unfolds when a large media conglomerate or tech parent company acquires a smaller, independent platform that a consumer already pays for. Following the acquisition, the smaller service is phased out, and the user base is automatically migrated into a larger, more expensive ecosystem bundle. The company frames this as an upgrade, highlighting the dozens of new features or channels the user now has access to, regardless of whether the user actually wants them. Because the billing infrastructure transfers seamlessly behind the scenes, the consumer is locked into the new premium tier by default. If they wish to maintain access to the single tool they originally liked, they are forced to accept the larger financial footprint of the entire bundle. The zombie account. This phenomenon happens when a user believes they have successfully cut ties with a service, only for the automated billing engine to revive itself later. It often stems from a glitch or a policy quirk where a user deletes an application from their phone or closes a website profile, assuming that action equates to a formal cancellation. In reality, the underlying billing agreement remains fully active in the App Store settings or the company's merchant processor. Money continues to flow out of the account month after month for a service that no longer has a functional interface on the user's devices. The realization usually arrives much later during a deep financial review, revealing that the account has been ghosting along, consuming funds without delivering any utility. The multi-tiered downgrade obstacle. This system turns the act of cancellation into a confusing, multi-step labyrinth designed to make the user give up halfway through the process. When a customer clicks the cancel button, the platform does not finalize the request. Instead, it redirects them through a sequence of retention screens. The system offers a cheaper tier, a temporary discount, or a pause option, changing the layout and button colors on each subsequent page to disorient the user. An individual might click a button thinking it says confirm cancellation, only to realize they actually agreed to a downgraded $5 plan. The subscription remains active on a lower budget, continuing to draw smaller amounts of money while the consumer walks away under the impression that the account was completely closed. The inactive platform drain. This type targets the consumer's aspirational habits rather than their entertainment needs, focusing on services meant for self-improvement, fitness, or professional development. Gym memberships, online learning platforms, and advanced editing tools are classic examples. Users sign up with the best intentions, but as daily routines take over, actual usage drops to zero. The service providers monitor this inactivity data internally, knowing exactly who is using the product and who has abandoned it. Rather than prompting an inactive user to cancel or pausing the account automatically, the system quietly continues to run the card every month, capitalizing on the user's guilt or the lingering hope that they will eventually return to their productive habits. The payment method rollover. This modern banking integration ensures that a subscription never fails, even when the consumer takes active steps to let it expire by letting a credit card expire. Traditionally, an expired or canceled card would stop recurring charges instantly. Today, financial institutions and major merchant networks use automated account updater services. When a card is replaced due to expiration or loss, the bank securely passes the new card details directly to recurring merchants to prevent service interruptions. While convenient for essential utilities, it means that sneaky or forgotten subscriptions seamlessly transition to the new card without the user ever inputting the updated digits, bypassing what used to be a natural financial backstop.